Kindy Rockstars. Prepare for a treat, let's meet and greet some bands and singers that are super sweet, making music that's fun for boys and girls. Help them learn about this great big world. Fun for the family, yes it's true, your kids will love it and you will too. Clap and dance and sing aloud, become a part of the Kindy crowd. These songs will make you move your feet and give your ears a great big treat. So settle in, grab your guitars, and let's get to know our Kindy Rockstars. Hello everyone, and welcome to Kindy Rockstars. This is the show that gives you the stories behind the songs from some of the best bands and singers that are making fun, informative, educational, catchy, and occasionally silly songs for children and families. I'm your host, Patrick Adams, and each episode of Kindy Rockstars will feature an artist and a featured song. So let's get to this week's show. With me today is Sue McBride from the beautiful country of Canada. Welcome to the show, Sue.
Hi.
Hi. Tell me about how you got into Kindy music and a little bit about your background.
Well, it goes back a bit. When I was studying music education in college, I was studying voice at the time, and piano was my minor. And Sharon Lois and Bram were really popular at the time, and I decided to record a cassette, because cassettes were popular in those days, of children's music, some of which were original that I wrote. And I did a minimal release of like 200 of those cassettes, and they were really hot. And at the time I was graduating into teaching, and I got married and had kids. And I was so busy with my career that I couldn't continue with the recording aspect of children's music and touring and those sorts of things. But I was integrating music into the programming that I was doing for the children and the various roles I had as an educator. So when I retired, I wrote a big note on my board, and it said, "Start a new chapter and live happily ever after." And as soon as I retired, I set about doing the dream I had of becoming a children's entertainer and recording artist. And so I started putting out videos on YouTube, and they were so huge. I decided to go to kids radio and get on social media platforms. And I have about 250,000 views already in a year of my children's videos on YouTube. And I've had a really good response by radio and streaming platforms. So I decided to put out an entire album that would be worthy of awards this year. And I just released that on SoundCloud. So that's sort of it in a nutshell. I was inspired by Sharon Lois and Bram. Long ago.
Very good. Tell me a little bit about these awards.
Well, the Nova Scotia Music Awards coming up in the fall, and there's the East Coast Music Awards, which I will be entering my album in as well. And then there's the Juno Awards, which is Canadian. There's a children's category for that. And then there's the Canadian Folk Singer-Songwriters Award that I can go for in the winter. So I have a plan, this year that I will be going for these awards, and I'll be entering my album Shine that I just released into those awards.
Now, does your music have like a central theme to them, or are the topics just sort of general?
Well, the ones that were released so far, the 3 that are on Spotify, the other 3 are moving, in the album to, like, they'll be in Shine. And they're new songs that I first put out on SoundCloud, and now they're going to the streaming platforms. But all of those songs were pretty much selected for certain reasons. The first 3 were selected because I was trying to get, through the millions of people that are recording and performing on YouTube and all around the world on the internet. And so I selected songs that would go with a particular theme. So in the case of Canada, I targeted it for Canada Day release, and also that it would be educational, and that would be teaching geography things to children, concepts of geography, and also that there'd be lots of opportunities for teachers and homeschoolers to do rhythmic things with their children, and movement as well. So with every song that I release, there's a lot of thought that goes into the arrangement, so that there's lots of learning musically and educationally.
Yeah, no, that's one of the greatest things about Kindy music is a lot of the songs are really fun, but at the same time, they're teaching kids something important.
Yes, and if you notice, if you listen to the arrangements, I really take a great deal of time in doing the arrangements. I put as much effort into those arrangements as I do the adult music that I create, because I feel that children deserve quality music. And I hope that my music will be sung in homes and in schools and used to teach. And so I try to produce the very best recording for the kids that I can do. And for instance, in Little Lighthouse, that was a weather theme song. We have lots of lighthouses here in Nova Scotia, and they're important for the sailors and fishermen to keep them safe. And I incorporated learning about weather and movement about weather in that song, so that teachers could use that in their weather themes, and parents could use that in their home learning for the weather theme. And that's, I think, why that became so popular. But also the arrangement, if you listen carefully, every single type of weather has a different musical timbre to it. And even the storm, I used a classical composition to create that run on the piano. So there's a lot of atmosphere in the songs created by the orchestration, and a lot of thought goes into that for the kids.
Very good. All right. Are you ready to get into a song?
Yes. Let's go.
The song is called Little Lighthouse by Sue McBride. All right, Sue, give me the background on Little Lighthouse and what inspired it for you.
Well, in one of my roles in teaching, because I've had many roles as a music teacher, as a primary teacher, as a resource teacher, and learning specialist. I've even been, a teacher workshop leader in technology. So when I was creating Little Lighthouse, I knew there was a need for weather themed songs, because when I was teaching primary and creating programming for the kids that I had under me when I was doing learning center teaching, I realized that there was really a need for a weather song. So I devised a weather song around a lighthouse, Little Lighthouse, and had a little fun with it in the video. And that video has over 100,000 views right now. And it's only been out since the beginning of the year. And it's very, very popular. People are listening to it every day. It's on many, many playlists. And it's got a lot of streams on Spotify as well.
Excellent. Yeah, I watched the video. It's very, very good. I encourage everyone out there to go check this one out. Little Lighthouse by Sue McBride on YouTube. All right.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Yeah, let's listen to the song. Here is Little Lighthouse.
Little lighthouse, shine for me, radiate across the sea. Little lighthouse, to safety carry me, carry me. When the fog rolls in, the beams so sea. Shine, shine for me. Shine, shine, shine. Shine for me. Little lighthouse, shine for me. Radiate across the sea. Little lighthouse, to safety carry me. Carry me. When the fierce winds blow, you beam so bright. When the fierce winds blow, your brilliant light across the sea. Shine, shine for me. Shine, shine, shine. Shine for me. Little lighthouse, shine for me. Radiate across the sea. Little lighthouse, to safety carry me. Carry me. When the tall waves pounce, you beam so bright. When the tall waves pounce, your brilliant light across the sea. Shine, shine for me. Shine, shine, shine. Shine for me. Little lighthouse, shine for me. Radiate across the sea. Little lighthouse, to safety carry me. Carry me. When the thunder claps, you beam so bright. When the thunder claps, your brilliant light across the sea. Shine, shine for me. Radiate across the sea. Little lighthouse, to safety carry me. Carry me. Carry me.
That was Little Lighthouse by Sue McBride. All right, Sue, tell everyone where they can stream and download that song and where they can find you on social media.
Well, I have a professional website, SueMcBrideMusic.com. My YouTube channel is very popular, Sue McBride Music on YouTube. And there you'll find a great range of videos for children. My new album is on SoundCloud at the moment, and it under Sue McBride Music, and it will be in streaming platforms in a few days. So if you go to Spotify, you'll find most of my songs that are released to date, and my new ones will be coming out in a few days under Sue McBride for Kids.
Excellent. Well, Sue, thank you so much for doing the show. It was great to meet you.
Thank you very much.
All
Pleased
right,
to be
everybody,
here.
go check her out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.